The chubby man next to him suddenly slapped his forehead. He remembered. She was Luo Qingli, the famously well-known eldest daughter of the Luo family. The young traffic cop smiled flatteringly. "Miss Luo, please don't take this matter to heart. Actually, this is just a simple traffic accident. Nothing serious. It's just that this gentleman's car was scratched by the young man behind you. He's asking for 10,000 yuan in repair compensation." Luo Qingli sneered. 10,000 yuan. Her cold gaze landed on that Audi. After realizing Luo Qingli's identity, the chubby man instantly chickened out, but Luo Qingli coldly spat out two words. "Go ahead." She pulled out her phone and called Hanhu, the driver waiting nearby. In less than 5 minutes, a suited, well-dressed driver politely walked up. "Miss has spoken." The driver took out a check, handed it to the chubby man. "This is our compensation. Please accept it." The chubby man took a look. It was a full 200,000 yuan. What the dot? "What is this? Miss, what should we do next?" Luo Qingli, with a cold arrogance, smashed his car. My jaw nearly dropped in shock. What the hell, this woman is crazy. She's totally nuts. Even with money, this is way too reckless. Luo Qingli had completely lost interest in the situation. She grabbed my hand and walked away. I followed along. Behind us came the sounds of smashing metal and the screams of Li Shuji, who had been watching drama with headphones in the front passenger seat before being forced out. Watching the Audi being almost completely crushed, the chubby man was utterly dumbfounded. 200,000 yuan. Not too much, not too little. Not enough to buy a new car, but too much for repairs. The car couldn't be restored to its original condition anyway. It was completely ruined. The chubby man originally just wanted to scam me for some money, but in the end, it turned out that he ended up losing both the wife and the army. How did it come to this? Luo Qingli and I walked side by side. I finally couldn't help but ask, "Luo Qingli, are you some kind of nouveau rich? That was 200,000 yuan. You spent it just to smash someone's car out of spite." Luo Qingli stared ahead, her flawless face barely showing any expression. "Have you ever seen a nouveau rich as pretty as me? So arrogant, but I have to admit, Luo Qingli really had the looks to back it up. She was the definition of beauty from every angle. No matter how you looked, she was stunning. I couldn't help but sneak a few more glances. Wait, weren't we in a fight? We were having a cold war, right? What are you doing here? Luo Linger couldn't reach you at all. She practically begged me to come check if you were dead or alive." Luo Qingli looked like she only came reluctantly because of her, like it was an unbearable favor. I nodded slightly. "I'll call Luo Linger back later. I'm home now. Thanks for earlier. Goodbye." I turned around to leave. "Lin Haoyu." Luo Qingli suddenly grabbed my arm. She was furious and annoyed. "Who gave you the courage to treat me like that? To come and go as you please?" "I didn't. I really didn't know how to face you." "Luo Qingli." "Luo Qingli." Her dark eyes stared at me intently. Her voice was low and steady. "Why are you avoiding me? I ran into you several times at school today, and every time, you turned and ran." That sudden tension again. I blurted it out once more. "I didn't. You did. Don't deny it." Luo Qingli slowly stepped closer, her breath approaching me. Why was my heartbeat quickening so uncontrollably? I was clearly still mad about what happened yesterday, but somehow my words came out much softer than I intended. "I just don't want to see you." Luo Qingli's face flashed with a rare trace of unease and an unusual emotion. I admit, what I did yesterday was indeed impulsive. I stared at her, barely believing my ears. No way. Was she apologizing? But Luo Qingli paused, and that fleeting softness vanished instantly. She returned to her usual arrogant tone. "I, of course, would never apologize to you. Goodbye." Am I insane to even think Luo Qingli might show weakness? Just as I turned, I heard her call out, "Lin Haoyu." Her sapphire-like eyes locked onto mine. "You can be angry. You can throw a tantrum, but you're not allowed to ignore me." I froze. My mind went completely blank. Her words kept echoing in my ears. "Don't ignore me." My heart was pounding. Was she falling for me? Then she suddenly said, "One more thing." Luo Kingley's expression turned cold. The air around her changed. I gulped nervously. My hands clenched with tension. "Who were you on the phone with just now?" "Talking for 20 whole minutes." "You talk so much, why didn't you talk yourself to death?" I stared at her speechlessly. "Why should I tell you?" Luo Kingley's beautiful face turned pale. "Say it. Was it a best friend? He's transferring to our school next week." We hadn't chatted in a while, so we just talked a bit longer. I don't know why I was explaining myself to this crazy woman. After saying that, I pushed the door open and went inside. Luo Kingley followed right behind without hesitation. She leaned against the doorway with her arms crossed. Best friend, male or female? I was done talking to her. I pushed open the door to the inner room on the left. That was the kitchen. I quickly started picking the vegetables. "Is the one washing a girl? You talked to that girl for so long. Lin Hao Yu. How dare you ignore me?" I put down the chopping board in my hand. I turned around and spoke in annoyance. "It's a guy. He's my childhood friend. If you must know, with that attitude, you're making me think you're jealous." Luo Kingley straightened his back confidently. His eyes narrowed just slightly with pride. "I am jealous." He crossed his arms, expressionless, and let out a cold snort. "With that kind of imagination, why not write a novel?" I smiled. "Don't say that I actually plan to write one." I had already started chopping vegetables. The queen of sarcasm mode switched on again. "Are you sure someone would read your stuff? With your elementary school level writing skills?" My chopping went crook. I looked up with a fake smile and asked, "Excuse me, do you need something? If not, please head out and turn right. And shut the door on your way out." "Thanks. This is a one-story house, though everything around is tidied up nicely. After all, it still doesn't quite match someone like Luo Kingley." He stood by the doorframe. Maybe it's the environment, but it made him look even more dignified. Luo Kingley was a bit upset. Is this guy trying to kick him out? He hadn't said a word all day, and now that they just met and chatted a little, he was already being told to leave. Heartless man. Expressionless, he said coldly, "Of course I have something." "What? You think I came all the way to this kind of place just to chat nonsense?" I looked at him suspiciously. "Then what are you here for?" "Lin Hao Yu, did you forget who you are? Do you know? Luo Linger waited for you all afternoon. Didn't Luo's leg already get better?" Though I hated to leave her, we agreed I would take care of her until her leg healed. "When did her leg fully recover?" "Which attending doctor told you?" "That Luo Linger's injury is completely healed." Luo Kingley pulled out that photo. Leg. Luo's leg wrapped tightly in bandages like a dumpling. He threw the phone to me. "See for yourself." I leaned in to take a look. Sure enough, in the photo, Luo was lying on the couch, staring at the bandages on her foot, looking absolutely miserable. I exclaimed, "How did this happen? Didn't she already start walking around before?" "How should I know?" Luo Kingley looked at me with clear disapproval. "Anyway, your debt still isn't settled. You can't run away now that her injury has relapsed. You just leave her at home alone?" "I'm here to take you back." I asked why. It felt strangely intimate, like I had run away from home or something. "Anyway, even if her injury came back, it's too late today to cook for her." I pulled out my phone and video called Luo to explain, asked several times to make sure she was okay. Only then did I feel at ease. When I turned around, I saw Luo Kingley still standing at the door. He had been watching me the whole time. "We have to go to the hospital now." I nodded. "Let's go." Luo Kingley straightened up. I looked at him in disbelief. He took 2 steps forward. Noticing I was still frozen in place, he turned to me and said, "I'm walking you there, idiot." I never expected it. Luo Kingley actually had the patience to stay with me in the hospital room for so long. The two of us kept vigil by my mom's hospital bed. It felt quite peaceful. Wait, wasn't I still fighting with Luo Kingley earlier today? Like really upset. By the time we returned from the hospital, it was already 9 p.m. On the way back, it suddenly started pouring rain. The wind was howling. The car stopped at the entrance of the alley. I looked at the heavy rain pouring down and couldn't help but say politely, "Luo Kingley, this rain is insane. Isn't it unsafe for you to drive back in this rain?" Luo Kingley replied calmly, "At most, it's just poor visibility. Might lead to an accident, That's all. Nothing else really. I widened my eyes. That's way too dangerous. Why not just crash at my place tonight? Luo Kingsley crossed his arms over his chest. What are you trying to do to me? I was speechless. It was just a polite offer. I was about to open the car door and get out, when Luo Kingsley suddenly pulled me back, then unfastened his seatbelt, grabbed the umbrella, got out of the car, and quickly came around to my side. Why are you just standing there? Come on in. I quickly huddled under the umbrella. The two of us, under the heavy rain, ran toward the nearby small house and stood under the eaves, even though we got a bit wet. Luo Kingsley looked really excited. He smiled and said, Lin Haoyu, do you like rainy days? Seeing how happy he looked, I couldn't help but smile too. I reached out to catch the raindrops. Yeah, I kind of do. What about you? Luo Kingsley didn't look at the rain. His eyes stayed fixed on me the whole time. His voice was low and soft. He liked it too, it resonated with him. I smiled even more brightly, looked at him and asked, Luo Kingsley, are you hungry? I'll make you a midnight snack. Wait for me, as he watched me walk away. Luo Kingsley unconsciously licked his dry lips. A night like this, just the two of us, alone, who knows what might happen. Actually, there wasn't much food at home. The midnight snack I mentioned was just some instant noodles from the kitchen. So 10 minutes later, under the eaves of a small courtyard in the alley, a rather unusual and cozy scene appeared. The rain was pounding on the ground and windows. I sat on a chair, holding a bowl of noodles in my hands, eating with complete satisfaction. This is so good. Luo Kingsley gave me a sideways glance. Are you really praising yourself like that? I had already finished eating in record time. I turned to look at Luo Kingsley sitting beside me, the devil himself, holding the exact same bowl of noodles. Seeing him like this, so noble, always looking like some high-class lady. Turns out he's down-to-earth too, even with something as plain as noodles. Luo Kingsley ate with such elegance. I couldn't help but smile. Suddenly, this moment felt so warm. Luo Kingsley, is there someone besides your family who's really important to you? Luo Kingsley's hand paused slightly. He looked up at me silently. I curled my lips into a smile. I have someone, Hacker07. I really like him. Rather than like. It's more like a form of belief. Hacker07. He did a lot of righteous things online. Even caused a global sensation. His presence was a spiritual anchor during my darkest years. Luo Kingsley finished his midnight snack. He set down the bowl and said bluntly, only an idiot like you would put their faith in someone. You've never even met a complete stranger. I raised my eyebrow and asked again, what about you? Do you have someone besides family who's really important to you? Luo Kingsley looked at me, and to my surprise, without hesitation, he answered so directly. I suddenly felt a little nervous. Who is it? I asked. Luo Kingsley smiled slightly and said mysteriously, can't tell you yet. I felt a little unwilling. I stared at him, pressing on, that person who's important to you. Are they from our school? Luo Kingsley stood up, curled a finger, and tapped me on the forehead. His tone was helpless. Dummy. It's late. Go to your room and sleep. I rubbed the spot he just tapped and watched as Luo Kingsley walked away. I felt a little uneasy inside. The next morning, I opened the door after waking up and saw Luo Kingsley slowly walking out of the kitchen, carrying food in his hands. I rubbed my eyes, making sure I wasn't seeing things. Luo Kingsley? Oh my God. What is he holding? Did he make breakfast? Luo Kingsley placed the bowl on the dining table. He looked up at me. You slept like a dead pig. I could hear your snoring next door. I ignored his sarcasm and asked him straight up, what are you doing? Luo Kingsley looked at me like I was an idiot. Can't you tell? Making breakfast. Don't get the wrong idea. I just got hungry and wanted to eat something myself. I ran over and pointed at the bowl across from Luo Kingsley. Then who's this one for? He rolled his eyes. For feeding pigs. I smirked. What do you mean, feeding pigs? Such a tsundere woman. Clearly, she made it for me. I sat down and quickly took a bite. It tasted like something from a 5-star hotel. I asked in surprise, how do you even know how to make this? Luo Kingsley sat, elegantly as ever, eating his breakfast unhurriedly. There's this thing in the world called a recipe. I bit into a piece and grinned. You're amazing, Luo Kingley. Your first time cooking, and it's already this good. Luo Kingley glanced up at me. What are you smiling about? I kept smiling like a fool. This is the first time a girl has ever cooked for me. I looked at him seriously. Thank you, Luo Kingley. He scoffed and muttered, Idiot. After breakfast, I caught a ride with Luo Kingley to school. I grabbed my school bag and shut the car door. I said to him, I'm heading to class now. Luo Kingley lowered the car window. Wait for me at the school gate after class. With that, he stepped on the gas and went to park. I happily walked toward the classroom, feeling like a lot of people around were staring at me. People were whispering, look, is that him? Yeah, that's definitely him. I was totally confused. What the heck? Since when did I become this famous at school? I walked into the classroom. The girls in the class immediately dispersed, sneaking glances at me. I sat down and opened my phone to check the school forum. The top pin post popped right into view. Come vote, everyone, for the ugliest boy in school. And guess who was number one? Yours truly. My expression dropped. I scrolled down to the comments. Lin Haoyu? He's a first year. I've seen him before. He's seriously ugly. He's in our class. Every time I see him, I feel like throwing up. I stared at all those insulting comments, boiling with anger. I've heard of beauty contests before. But since when were there ugly contests? And I was the champion? Never mind if I'm ugly or not. This kind of contest is seriously disrespectful. One of the girls in class joked while looking at me. So, Mr. Champion of the ugly contest, care to share your thoughts? I smirked coldly and said nothing. Just then, a new post popped up, standing up for me. This kind of contest is disgusting. How can people be so dark inside? People who mock others for how they look are the truly ugliest ones in this world. Lin Haoyu isn't ugly at all. The poster even bet 50 cents that those people will get slapped in the face one day. The username was Song Mingyu, early summer. Another username Blue Sky, peaceful city, even declared to the heavens, the earth, and the air. Anyone who says Lin Haoyu is ugly must be a moron. A bunch of bored idiots talking nonsense on the internet. What does someone's appearance have to do with you? If you're so tough, say it to their face. Don't hide behind a screen. I could tell those two accounts belonged to Song Ming and Yi Cheng. I couldn't help it. My heart felt all warm inside. I sent a message to our group chat of 3. Don't waste time arguing with those people. It's meaningless. Song Ming quickly replied. I just couldn't stand the way they talked about you. Didn't you see someone even registered an account named Lin Haoyu is the ugliest? It really pissed me off. And Yi Cheng chimed into, WTF. That guy is disgusting. If I ever see him face to face, I swear I'll teach him a lesson. I'll chop him up if I have to. I quickly scrolled through the forum again. Sure enough, I saw a user named Lin Haoyu is the ugliest, commenting all over the place. I shut the screen and decided not to waste time on this mess. Not long after, Song Ming suddenly messaged again. Oh my god, go check the forum. It looks like someone hacked the school forum. All the ugly vote posts, they've all been replaced. I rushed to log in. The homepage used to be full of posts mocking me for being ugly, but now they were all gone. The pin post was changed to Top Talents of Saint Sia Academy, and guess who was ranked number 1? It was me. Even the Lin Haoyu is the ugliest account posted a public apology. Not only did they apologize to me, they even called themselves a dumb pig. The post was even pinned to the top. I was stunned, totally dumbfounded. What the heck is going on? Who hacked the school forum? The post praising me stayed pinned on the forum for several days, and the whole system was down for days too. A few days later, I got a call from Song Ming. He said he'd be arriving at Laoshi this afternoon. He asked me to meet up. I immediately said yes. We arranged to meet at the Sky City Milk Tea Shop. After hanging up, I felt like I could fly from how happy I was. Finally, I get to meet my bestie again. I headed to the milk tea shop right on time in the afternoon, eager to see my good friend. I didn't notice at all. There was a black Porsche following me. It had been tailing me the whole way. Sitting in the passenger seat was an elderly lady with gray hair, dressed very fashionably. Grandma Ruo was using binoculars to follow my silhouette. At the same time, she nudged the young woman driving the car. Chi Nyangsu, get a bit closer to the side. Chi Nyangsu, the one driving, raised her brow. May I ask why we must do something like this? Grandma Ruo gave her a pat. Why? Of course, it's to observe my future granddaughter-in-law and your future sister-in-law. Inside the milk tea shop, Song Ming stared at me and asked curiously, so, how far have things gone with that Luo Qingli? I quickly distanced myself. What do you mean how far? There's absolutely nothing between us. Song Ming shook his head, saying, explaining is just covering up. We chatted for a bit longer. Song Ming Shun got up to go to the restroom. And just at that moment, my phone started ringing. I glanced at the screen and saw Luo Qingli's name flashing. I cleared my throat and quickly picked up. Luo Qingli's voice came through the line. Where are you? I replied, my bro just got the keys today. I'm hanging out with him at a milk tea shop. After hearing that, Luo Qingli said he was coming over. But deep down, I didn't want that. I tried to brush it off, saying it was almost time and that I would go to Luojia myself. I promised I wouldn't delay taking care of things. Luo then hung up, using bad signal as an excuse. Song Ming came back from the restroom, angrily telling me he'd run into a female pervert. I was just about to comfort him when a familiar Lambo drifted stylishly to a stop right outside the transparent glass window. Out of the corner of my eye, I caught sight of a noble figure. Startled, I turned my head to look. It was actually Luo Qingli. How did he find me so quickly? I was startled. I quickly bent down, using the table to hide myself. Song Ming turned to look out the window. But I shouted, don't look. A cold voice sounded above my head. Don't look at what? My neck stiffly lifted bit by bit. Luo Qingli raised his chin slightly, looking down at me coldly. I was so scared I fell back onto the floor, then awkwardly greeted him, Luo Qingli. What a coincidence. Luo Qingli gave a smile that didn't reach his eyes. I'll give you one chance to explain. You dared hang up on me? I immediately backed down. My phone died just now. He sneered, phone died. More like your IQ died. Don't treat me like I'm stupid. Beside us, Song Ming stared at Luo Qingli, mouth wide open in shock. I patted the dust off and stood up. Let me introduce. This is Song Ming. Then I pointed at Luo Qingli and told Song Ming. This is Luo Qingli. Song Ming quickly greeted him. Hello, I'm Lin Haoyu's friend. Luo Qingli glanced at Song Ming, then looked at me. He gave a slight wave, barely a greeting, then sat down across from Song Ming and me. I looked at him helplessly. Miss Luo, are you seriously so free? You came all the way just to pick me up. Luo Qingli leaned casually back in the chair, arms crossed, and let out a cold chuckle. You might as well stop calling yourself Lin Haoyu. Why not change your name to Lin Narcissist? Hearing Luo Qingli's burn, Song Ming couldn't help but burst into laughter. Looking at the arrogant young miss across from me, I asked impatiently, so, why did you come here, really? Luo Qingli spun the car keys in his hand and said flatly, my grandma and cousin returned to the country today. I was shocked and asked, where are they now? As soon as I finished speaking, someone gently tapped me on the shoulder. I turned my head and looked. An elderly lady with white hair was standing behind me. The old lady spoke. I'm Luo Qingli's grandmother. I didn't expect Madame Luo to show up so suddenly. I quickly stood up and greeted her. Hello, Grandma. Grandma Luo gently wrapped her arm around my shoulder. Wonderful. I finally get to meet my future grandson-in-law in person. Thank you so much for taking care of our little Luo lately. I must thank you. I quickly replied. Luo is naturally very well behaved. Grandma Luo looked at me with a beaming smile. Don't just stand there. Sit. No need to be shy around Grandma. Then she turned her gaze to Luo Qingli again. You really have no manners. Your grandma's here and you don't even move over? Make some room. You want this old lady to stand forever? With my frail arms and legs? Luo Qingli wordlessly scooted inward to make space. Grandma plopped herself down. Then she waved toward the woman at the door. Chi Nyangsu, over here. Song Ming and I turned to look. A stunning beauty walked over. Chi Nyangsu sat down next to Song Ming, smiling at Grandma Luo and Luo Qingli. The car was blocking someone just now, so I went out to move it. Song Ming straightened his back. Grandma Luo chuckled and introduced. Let me introduce you. This is Chi Nyangsu, Luo Qingli's cousin. She's 21 this year. Just call her big sister from now on. Chi Nyingsu gave me an innocent look. You're Lin Haoyu, right? I've heard so much about you. As she spoke, she gave Luo Qingli a teasing glance. Luo Qingli leaned his cheek on one hand and looked away, disinterested. Awkward, I quickly said, I look forward to your guidance. Chi Nyingsu smiled seductively, of course. Then she turned and looked at Song Ming, smiling as she reached out and held his hand. Song Ming's body trembled. He quickly pulled his hand back. Chi Nyingsu let out a soft laugh. Song Ming suddenly stood up straight. He said he had something to do and left. As soon as we said goodbye, he turned and ran off. I was baffled, but didn't ask much. There were no classes on Saturday. After visiting my mom at the hospital, I went home and took a nap. When I woke up again, it was already past 10. Gradually, I picked up my phone and started writing my novel. Baishiru gave me a call. She said she wanted to personally bring me the contract. I gave her my address. 30 minutes later, Baishiru arrived. She looked around the place I'm living in now. With a complex expression, I stood at the door with a big smile. Come on in. Baishiru stepped inside. She smiled lightly. You've changed so much from before. Back then, whenever you had holidays, you wouldn't get up before noon. No one could wake you. Back then. What a beautiful phrase. Back then. Back then, I was still the pampered young master next door, wanting for nothing. How could now compare? Baishiru placed a small oven she brought on the table. A gift for your housewarming. I was pleasantly surprised. Shiru, you're the kind. Baishiru chuckled. I poured a glass of water for her. Sister Shiru, do you know what Ling Chun is up to these days? Ever since he and Yu Yu got transferred to the regular class by Luo Qingli, I haven't seen him again. It's like he vanished. Baishiru took a sip of water. He's been filming a lot lately. I heard he barely even goes to school anymore. I know someone in that production crew. They said Ling Chun's performance wasn't good. He gets scolded by the director all the time. To be honest, in terms of acting talent, he really doesn't have much of it. Who could possibly compare to you? I have a photographic memory. Most importantly, I have this natural charisma. That kind of aura is extremely rare in showbiz. Baishiru said if I became an actor, I definitely reached the top of the entertainment industry. Just then, my phone rang. It was a call from Luo Qingli. I felt a bit excited inside. Quickly answered the call. His sexy voice came through the phone. Open the door. A huge question mark appeared over my head. What did you say? Luo Qingli's voice came again. Idiot. I'm almost at your front door. Just 2 alleys away. My eyes widened. I tried to pretend I didn't hear anything and hung up the call. I glanced over at Baishiru, still sitting nearby. Nervously gripping my phone, I asked, Why are you coming to my house? Luo Qingli's cold voice came again. No reason. I come when I want to. My heart was racing wildly. I jumped up from my seat, raising my voice in panic. You can't come. Luo Qingli responded with a slightly threatening tone. I scratched my head. The reason is, I haven't washed my hair today. As soon as I said that, I wanted to bite my tongue off. To my surprise, Luo Qingli started laughing slowly. His laughter had a strangely seductive tone. I don't mind. I was stunned and said, I'm not ready yet. I could hear the sound of a car door opening and closing on the other end. Then Luo Qingli said, I'm already here. I looked at Sister Shiru, remembering how Luo Qingli freaked out. Just because we went shopping together once. If he sees Shiru in my house today, just the 2 of us alone, he might burn my house down. Baishiru looked at me, confused. What's wrong? Why does your face look so pale? I pulled her up and said, Sister Shiru, quick, go hide. There was a knock on the door. I frantically searched around the house for a place where Baishiru could hide. In the end, I just shoved Baishiru straight into the bathroom. Baishiru looked at me helplessly. Lin Haoyu, what on earth is going on? Shouldn't you at least give me an explanation? My face was full of panic. There's no time to explain. The big boss, Luo Qingli, is here. Sister Shiru, if you want to live, don't make a sound. Otherwise, we're both dead meat. With that, I shut the bathroom door, then rushed toward the front door. I opened it. Luo Qingli stood there with a cold expression and said, Lin Haoyu, were you hatching an egg in there? It took you long enough to open the door. Behind him was Luomo following quietly. Luo smiled like a little angel. She greeted me with a soft voice. Luo Kingly stepped in with her long legs. Her sharp eyes scanned around my home. I felt a jolt in my heart. I quickly picked up Luo Linger and walked in, interrupting his inspection. Hey, what are you looking at? Luo didn't care either. His foot was still injured. Hearing what I said, Luo Linger gave a light cough. Luo Kingly turned around and looked at me deeply. I felt cold sweat break out on me. After a moment, Luo Kingly shifted her gaze away from me. She held Luowo's hand and sat on the sofa. I secretly glanced at the bathroom. Luo Kingly leaned on the sofa, her hand casually resting there. You have guests at home? I quickly denied it. No, I don't. Luo Kingly's face turned even colder. Lin Haoyu, you'd better not lie to me. There are 2 glasses of water on the coffee table. Clearly, someone was just here. I bit my tongue. Obviously, there's nothing between me and Luo Kingly. But why did it feel like I got caught cheating? At this point, I could only bite the bullet and keep denying it. You suddenly barge into my house, questioning me and threatening me. Do I owe you something? Luo Kingly's dark pupils stared at me unblinkingly, as if trying to see right through me. Luo Linger suddenly pointed at the cups on the table and exclaimed loudly, Wow, brother, did you prepare this water early for Luo and Big Sis? Luowo's words instantly gave me an idea. I immediately nodded along desperately. Yes, after I hung up the call earlier, I poured water for you 2 in advance. Drink up. Before we knew it, it was already past 11. I remembered the poor Sister Shiro hiding pitifully in the bathroom. Sister Shiro. I stood up, ready to divert their attention. I naturally suggested, there's a forest park up ahead. The weather is so nice today. Why don't we go for a walk together? Luo clapped her hands excitedly. Yes. Let's go then. Luo Kingly didn't say much. She got up slowly and gracefully. Just as we were about to walk out the door, a clattering sound suddenly came from the bathroom. Luo Kingly paused in her steps. My expression changed. The next second, we heard a cat meowing. I kept calm on the surface. Smiling, I held onto Luo Kingly's arm. Maybe the bathroom window wasn't closed properly. A stray cat from nearby must have gotten in. Let's go quickly. Luo Kingly didn't say anything more. She just gave me a meaningful glance and walked out of the house. I let out a sigh of relief. At that moment, Luo Kingly drove us toward the nearby forest park. I secretly texted Sister Shiro. We've left the house now. You can come out on your own. Shiro replied that she was just dropping off a contract. Why do I have to hide like this? I started to panic a little inside. I quickly replied, Sorry, I'll treat you to a meal next time as an apology. Shiro replied, Lin Haoyu, you seem to care a lot about Luo Kingly. I was stunned for a moment, then suddenly felt uneasy. I quickly typed back, that's not called caring. I'm just scared that Luo Kingly, the demon queen, might destroy my house. But in the next second, Luo Kingly suddenly slammed on the brakes. The sports car stopped abruptly. My whole body was thrown forward. I looked up in shock. What's wrong? Luo Kingly turned her face to me coldly. Lin Haoyu, if you're so eager to chat with someone else, then get out of the car and chat all you want. Fine, I'll leave then. The next second, Luo Kingly threatened again. Try getting out, I dare you. I was speechless. So, does Her Highness want me to get out or not? Sitting in the back seat, baby Luo, blinking her eyes, softly asked, Brother, is the person you're chatting with more important than Luo and Big Sis? I quickly shook my head no. Luo asked again. Then why has brother been looking down at his phone since earlier and ignoring us? I was stunned. I secretly glanced at Luo Kingly. Suddenly, a bold thought struck me. Could it be that Luo Kingly was upset because I was on my phone too much and ignored her? So that's why she got angry? I stuffed my phone into my pocket. Alright, I'll stop chatting. Since it's the weekend, there were quite a few people in the park. Luo Kingly and I held Luowo's hands. As we walked along the paths in the forest park, it really felt like a family of 3 on a spring outing. Just as I was sighing emotionally, Luo Linger went full wild mode. She completely unleashed her nature. She broke free from both Luo Qingli and me, and ran forward like a duck escaping. I was stunned. I turned my head and looked at Luo Qingli beside me. Didn't you say Luo was still recovering? Luo Qingli put her hands in her pockets, completely unfazed, and seriously spouted nonsense. Maybe she's recovered already. Kids heal fast. I felt like I'd been completely played. Luo Qingli turned and went to the convenience store to buy water, not giving me a chance to argue back. Luo Linger's face was flushed from playing, but as soon as she met my gaze, her little body went stiff. Then she quickly got back into character and acted like her leg was weak again. I couldn't help but laugh. Alright, stop pretending. I saw everything. Luo giggled and ran over. She hugged my leg tightly, raising her cute little face. Brother, you can't be mad, okay? Luo just missed you so much. That's why I acted like that. So, good at sweet talking at such a young age. What will she be like when she grows up? I bent down and patted her head. Alright, I'm not mad. I'll take you to wash your face. Luo nodded heavily. Her chubby little hand gripped my index finger. We walked toward the nearby restroom. A man wearing sunglasses brushed past Luo. The little one let out an awe and was knocked straight to the ground. I quickly squatted down and helped Luo up. Are you okay? Tears welled up in Luo's eyes. It hurts, brother. Look at my hand. I looked. The skin was scraped, bleeding, and that man in sunglasses who knocked her over didn't even look back and tried to leave. Angrily, I grabbed his arm. Stop. You bumped into this little girl. Apologize to her. To my surprise, the man shook off my hand. Our eyes met. We both froze. Lincoln recognized me. He took off his sunglasses and sneered coldly. Acting arrogant, he said, aren't you? That unlucky broom-star brother who got kicked out of the house by Dad. I shot back without hesitation. Aren't you the one who got slapped in the school infirmary by Dad the other day and got kicked into the regular class by Luo Qingli, almost getting expelled? Lincoln glared at me. Lin Haoyu. What are you so smug about? Elite or regular class, doesn't matter to me. I'm about to become a big celebrity. Way more famous than you ever were. 100 times more. I was momentarily speechless. Lincoln smugly added. You've been feeling pretty pleased with yourself lately, haven't you? Well, guess what? I've just landed a bunch of endorsement deals recently, and even got the male lead role in a drama. Our production team is here today for location filming. As soon as he finished speaking, a girl passing by nearby suddenly came over excitedly. Are you Ling Chun? I really like you. Can I take a photo with you? Ling Chun scratched his head, showing a fake smile, of course. But please keep your voice down. I don't want others to recognize me. It would cause a scene. The girl was very grateful, clicked a bunch of photos happily, then left satisfied. Ling Chun put his sunglasses back on. His eyes fell on me again. Did you see that? The gap between us will only grow bigger. Before long, I'll become the most popular male star, while you'll be nothing more than a pitiful nanny, taking care of dirty little brats like that. As he spoke, he glanced disdainfully at Luo Linger. I ignored him and squatted down to check Luo's hand, softly asking, does it hurt? Her eyes were teary, pouting, it hurts. Blow on it or I'll cry. I blew on Luo's wound. Ling Chun saw me ignoring him. A flash of anger appeared in his eyes. Lin Haoyu, with a face that ugly. You're only fit to be a nanny or a cashier at a convenience store. And even then people would say you ruin the view. Luo suddenly puffed up like an angry kitten, angrily looking at Ling Chun. In her little voice, you're the ugly one. My brother is way better looking. Ling Chun was stunned. What did you say? You brat, are you blind? Luo stuck out her tongue at him. Ling Chun was fuming, sneering. Don't think I'll go easy on you just because you're a kid. You're a rude little brat. Don't think I won't do something. Believe it or not, I'll sell you to human traffickers. A cold, stern voice suddenly rang out. If you've got the guts, try selling one. Ling Chun shuddered from the cold. He turned his head in disbelief. Luo Qingli stood nearby, staring at him coldly. A flash of excitement appeared in Ling Chun's eyes. He looked at him excitedly. Luo ran over happily, raising her little hand to complain, sis. Luo got hurt. It was that bad guy over there who did it. Ruo Kingly looked at Luo's wound. A shadow slowly crept over his face. He looked at Ling Chung coldly. You'd better explain this clearly. What exactly happened here? Ruo Kingly, master of charm and control. When did his little sister become someone Ling Chung could bully? Ling Chung was now completely stunned. He never expected that this brat was actually Ruo Kingly's little sister, second young lady of the Luo family. Cold sweat poured down Ling Chun's back. His previous arrogance was gone. He shrank his neck and spoke weakly. It's all a misunderstanding. Ruo Kingly sneered coldly. A dangerous glint flashed in his eyes. You think hurting someone can be brushed off with it's a misunderstanding? Ling Chun bowed and said sorry. I'm truly sorry. I was wrong. I didn't know who I was dealing with. Luo, clever beyond her years, crossed her arms and raised her chin proudly. You haven't apologized to my brother yet. Ling Chun turned his eyes to me. A trace of resentment flashed in his eyes. Seeing him still standing there silently, Luo tugged on Ruo Kingly's sleeve. Sis, that bad guy is so rude. Ruo Kingly looked expressionlessly at Ling Chun and commanded, apologize to Lin Haoyu. Ling Chun was so angry his chest heaved, but could only grit his teeth and say to me, sorry. I shouldn't have said that to you earlier. Thinking back to how arrogant and smug he was just now, and looking at how submissive he is now, I felt extremely satisfied inside. Raising my eyebrows, I said as her brother, let me give you a piece of advice. Looking down on people will never end well. Ling Chun was fuming with rage. I ignored him and led Luo away. As we walked, Luo Linger laughed, turning back to stick out her tongue at Ling Chun. Ling Chun glared fiercely at our backs. In the blink of an eye, a day passed. A Lamborghini slowly stopped at the entrance of my alley. I turned to look back on the day. Luo Linger had already fallen asleep. I reminded Luo Kingly, take extra care during this time. Don't let her hand touch water. Luo Kingly didn't say anything. He tapped the steering wheel with his fingers and suddenly said, Lin Haoyu, who was at your place this afternoon? I was startled and nervously said, I don't know what you're talking about. Ruo Kingly suddenly leaned in and said coldly, was it by Shiru? I looked at Luo Kingly in shock, blurting out, how do you know? The moment I said it, I regretted it deeply. Wasn't that just a confession? Now I've played with fire, and it's about to blow. I felt like crying, but had no tears. Who knew Luo Kingly didn't get angry? Instead, a faint smile appeared. He said, I also know you didn't want me to misunderstand. You care about me a lot. The warmth of the girl's breath gently brushed my face. My heart felt like it was tickled by a cat's paw, fluttering and itchy. I awkwardly pushed Luo Kingly away. You peeked at my phone, didn't you? Luo Kingly just smiled. I turned my head in disbelief. Luo Kingly had already returned to her usual cold demeanor. She said to me, stay at the Luo family. Grandma and Luo Linger will be very happy. After speaking, Luo Kingly lowered her eyes and softly added, I'll be happy to. Her voice was so soft, I didn't catch the last part at all. Ching Ruo Kingly awkwardly looked out the window. Hurry up and get out. I was a bit speechless. Who kicks people out like that? After thinking for a moment, I took a gift box out of my bag. This is for you. A hair clip I picked out earlier with Sister Wenru. I had always wanted to give it to Luo Kingly, but never found the right moment. It was the first time I gave a girl a gift. I felt really awkward, so I just tossed the gift into her arms, then turned and rushed out the door. Because I was too excited, I bumped my forehead on the doorframe. Holding my forehead, I ran off into the distance, leaving Luo Kingly sitting alone in the car, smiling faintly. His slender fingers untied the red bow. Inside was a branded hair clip from a top luxury brand, quite expensive. Luo Kingly smiled silently. After returning home, I cleaned up a bit and went to visit my mom at the hospital on time. On the way there, I received a text from Luo Kingly, I'm home. Shocked, I nervously typed, are you seriously texting me just to say you're safe? After sending the message, even after I washed up and got ready for bed, my phone never vibrated again. On Monday, I rushed out of the house early, and from a distance, saw a red Ferrari parked at the end of the alley. Driving it was Grandma Luo. She was completely vibing to rock music. I clutched my backpack straps and walked forward in disbelief. rubbing my eyes. I finally spoke. Grandma Luo. Grandma Luo took off her sunglasses and said, "I've been waiting for you a long time. Get in. I'll drive you to school." Stunned, I opened the car door and got in. The Ferrari slowly started up. At first I still wasn't fully awake, but the rock music completely snapped me out of it. Grandma Luo joyfully dropped me off at school. Before I got out of the car, she looked at me and smiled kindly. "Today is Luowo's birthday. Grandson-in-law, come celebrate with us tonight." I was a bit surprised. I didn't know today was Luowo's birthday, and I hadn't prepared a gift. But Grandma warmly invited me, so I could only smile sheepishly and agree. Today was Song Minglin's first day at school. Uncle Shi specially arranged for him to be in my class. We ended up sitting front and back again. I gave him a hard elbow to welcome him. Then I received a message from Grandma Luo. "Make sure to bring Song Ming over too." I looked up at Song Ming, who was packing up, and asked, "Are you free tonight? Come to the Luo house for Luowo's birthday." Song Ming blinked and asked, "Will Chi Nyangsu be there?" I nudged him with my elbow. "You've got a crush on her." Song Ming's face turned red instantly. "She's Uncle Kai's daughter. My future sister." I widened my eyes and couldn't react for a while. Chi Nyangsu was actually Song Ming's new sister. Song Ming originally didn't want to go, but in the end, he couldn't refuse me. After school, he came along to the Luo house. Luowo's birthday party was decorated very warmly. As soon as we entered the villa, we saw Luo Linger and Grandma Luo playing motion-sensing games. Luo Qingli and Su Qing were gaming in a duo. On the dining table was a massive, over-the-top birthday cake. Song Ming and I walked up with the gifts we'd just picked out for Luo Linger. Luo was thrilled, saying thank you repeatedly to both of us. Seeing me arrive, Luo Qingli glanced up calmly, then exited the game. Grandma Luo playfully patted my arm. "Grandson-in-law, look at that. She even quit her game when you arrived." Luo Qingli replied blankly, "I just got tired of playing." Su Qing also raised her eyes to look at me, her eyes full of barely hidden affection. She gave a gentle smile, pointed to the sofa nearby. "Come sit." I sat down with a big grin. The birthday party went on in an organized and cheerful way. Song Ming quietly sat on the side. I nudged him with my elbow. "Want me to go out for a walk with you? Get some fresh air?" Song Ming nodded and stood up, walking outside with me. Luo Qingli was talking with some elders, but his attention was still focused on me. Just as I stood up, he looked over and asked, "Where are you going?" I glanced at Song Ming behind me. "We're just going for a walk." Luo Linger finished her cake and came bouncing over. "I want to go too." I looked to Song Ming for his opinion. Song Ming nodded and smiled. I struck a cool pose and gestured with my hand, then took Luowo's little hand, and the three of us walked out of the villa, completely unaware that a pair of eyes was watching us in the dark. After we left the villa, Luo let go of my hand and ran ahead. I quickly called out, Luo, slow down, don't trip." Luo didn't even look back. "Got it, big brother. Stop treating me like a little kid all the time." I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Before we knew it, we'd walked to the gates of the villa district. Luo pointed at the nearby convenience store. "Brother, I want water." Song Ming and I led the little bun into the convenience store and picked out 2 bottles of water. But when we went to pay, we realized Luo, who had been standing at the door, was gone. My heart dropped. I rushed out immediately, frantically scanning the surroundings, and shouted loudly, "Luo." Song Ming ran out too. "What's wrong, Luo?" A terrifying thought began to spread through my mind. "Song Ming, let's split up. You go that way, I'll go this way. Hurry." Song Ming was also shocked. He quickly nodded. We split up and started searching for the little bun. As I searched, I anxiously asked passersby, "Excuse me, may I ask, have you seen a 6 or 7-year-old, really cute little girl?" The passerby shook their head. "No, sorry." I refused to give up. I kept asking people, searching along the road. My whole body was trembling. My mind was buzzing. It was my first time going through something like this. I stood helplessly in the middle of the road. Everything around me began to spin. Suddenly, Luo Qingli came to mind. With trembling hands, I pulled out my phone and called Luo Qingli. The call went through. I stammered, Luo Kingley. Luo is missing. I'm looking everywhere for her. But I can't find her. Luo Kingley immediately asked, Where are you right now? Choking up, I replied. At the convenience store by the villa entrance. A reassuring voice came through the phone. Don't move. I'm coming now. Then he hung up. I felt all my strength leave my body. My mind went completely blank. I didn't dare to imagine the worst. Soon, the entire Luo family rushed out. Grandma Luo was anxious and panicked. I kept apologizing, explaining what had happened. Grandma Luo staggered backward and fainted on the spot. The scene turned into chaos. Several relatives of the Luo family started blaming me. How could a good birthday turn into this mess? It's all his fault. Why did the old lady invite someone like him to a birthday party? Exactly. He's a total jinx. My heart sank even more. Juqing gently pursed her lips and lightly patted my shoulder, comforting me. Don't be afraid. Luo will be okay. We'll find her. Luo Kingley was not far away on the phone, issuing cold, decisive orders. Block off all nearby roads. Start checking surveillance from the convenience store outward. Check street by street, no exceptions. Don't let any suspicious vehicles go. Police cars were wailing on all the nearby streets. Everyone spread out to search. I forced myself to suppress my anxiety, walking behind Luo Kingley. Together, we searched for Luo Linger. Shooty Luo Kingley turned around. Lin Haoyu. I was already mentally prepared for him to get angry. I lowered my head, staring at my toes. I knew all of this was my fault. You can yell at me, even hit me if you want. Seeing me like this, Luo Kingley sighed and said, Lin Hao and Luo Linger will definitely come back. Don't blame yourself. Trust me. After speaking, he comforted me with a kiss on the lips. I looked up at him in disbelief. Ever since Luo went missing, my heart had been tightly wound, like a rubber band stretched to its limit, finally snapping at this moment. My breathing quickened slightly. My mind went blank. This was the second time Luo Kingley had kissed me. Seeing me stunned, Luo Kingley suddenly let go of me, quickly turning his back to me, awkwardly saying, Once we calm down, we'll keep searching. Inside a luxury apartment, Luo Linger had been drugged unconscious. She was deeply asleep on the sofa. The apartment lights were off. A figure paced nervously in the living room. The doorbell rang, startling him. He hurried over and peeked through the peephole, then quickly opened the door. Outside stood Ling Chun. He asked calmly, Where is Luo Linger? Liu Yu pointed nervously to the side and said, I brought Miss Luo here just like we planned. Is this place really safe? A flash of golden light appeared in Ling Chun's eyes. He walked inside, looking pleased. The most dangerous place is the safest, he said. Haven't you heard that saying? Luo Linger has been kidnapped. Liu Yu, feeling uneasy, thought of the Luo family and said, but suddenly, Ling Chun's expression darkened. But what? Have you forgotten about Lin Haoyu? How did he treat us before? Hatred rose in Liu Yu's eyes. What do you plan to do next? Ling Chun gave a cold smile. Of course, use Luo Linger to teach Lin Haoyu a proper lesson. Ling Chun sat down casually, next to the unconscious Luo Linger, looking at the kid lying there unconscious. He felt annoyed just seeing her. He remembered a few days ago in the forest park, how this brat embarrassed him in public. Ling Chun patted Luo Linger's little face. Miss Luo, he said, but you never thought you'd fall into my hands. Aren't you great at tattling? Let's see you try it again now. As he spoke, he pinched Luo Linger in frustration. Liu Yu quickly said, Ling Chun, don't wake her up by pinching. Ling Chun snorted with that strong dose. There's no way she wake up. Liu Yu looked uneasily at the unconscious Luo Linger. Is that drug safe for kids? Could it affect her brain? Ling Chun sneered, unconcerned. I'd actually prefer that. Wouldn't it be great if she turned into a mentally disabled kid? Just stay here and keep an eye on her. Our revenge has only just begun. I stayed up all night, waiting for news. But there was still no sign of Luo Linger. All the police forces had been deployed, but still nothing. I dragged myself to school weekly, but someone blocked my way. I looked up in confusion. A few boys stood in front of me. Speaking bluntly, Lin Haoyu, we heard you lost Miss Luo's sister last night. You're just a servant, and you lost your master? And you still have the nerve to show up at school. Never seen anyone so shameless. If they had said that to me before, I would have snapped back without hesitation. But right now, I didn't have the strength or energy to argue with them. Seeing me stay silent, we're still talking to you. Ugly freak, do you think staying silent means you can escape responsibility? You're both ugly and dumb. It's bad luck to go to the same school as such a failure. Someone pushed me while saying that. I staggered a step backward, nearly falling. Seeing that I didn't fight back, the boys got bolder. The insults came from all directions. I slowly raised my eyes and calmly said, "Are you done yet?" Even though I looked awkward with thick glasses and a plain appearance, there was an undeniable aura of authority around me, like a king's presence that couldn't be hidden. Even those around me were silenced. I walked around them and entered the classroom. Someone behind me muttered, "TCH, ugly freaks are always dramatic." I sat in my seat, staring blankly out the window. My phone suddenly vibrated. I answered the call. A disguised voice came through a voice changer on the other end. "If you want to know where Miss Luo's second daughter is, then you'd better behave from now on. Otherwise, I'll end her right away." I immediately stood up. "Who are you?" The voice responded again. "Come to the school Lotus Pond in 20 minutes. Someone will be waiting for you there. Remember, tell no one. Come alone, or I can't guarantee Luo Linger's safety." With that, the caller hung up. Without hesitation, I turned and rushed out of the classroom. I ran to the school's Lotus Pond. "Is he here?" My eyes searched anxiously. Finally, I spotted a familiar figure. Ling Shan was sitting on a stone bench, leisurely sipping water. I strode forward and angrily grabbed him by the collar. I knew Luo's disappearance wasn't just a coincidence. This was all your doing, wasn't it? Ling Shan raised an eyebrow. A wild smile appeared on his lips. "What are you yelling for? Lin Haoyu, how dare you speak to me like that? Looks like Luo Linger doesn't matter that much to you after all. Not that important, huh?" Looking at Ling Shan's face, I wanted nothing more than to punch him hard. I took a deep breath, clenched my teeth and asked, "Where is Luo? Did you hide her somewhere?" Ling Shan crossed his arms and spoke shamelessly. "Watch your words, I warn you." "What do you mean I hid her? I'm innocent. I just happen to know a few clues. That's all. Don't go around blaming me." I stared at him coldly. "Then can you tell me where Luo is?" Ling Shan shifted his posture, speaking slowly and calmly. "No rush. There's no such thing as a free lunch. You want information, fine. But only if you help me get together with Miss Luo. Make me the boyfriend of the campus beauty." My eyes were practically on fire looking at him. "Ling Shan, are you out of your mind? What makes you think I can help you? Get with that rich young lady?" Ling Shan gave a cold snort. "Even if you don't mean that much to her, you can at least pass on a message. Set up a meeting. That's doable, right? Tonight at 7 o'clock. I've reserved a table at Jasmine Restaurant. All you have to do is make sure she shows up." My fist clenched tightly with frustration. Ling Shan looked at me smugly. "Whether Lin Hao and Luo Linger come back safely, it's all up to you now. But if anyone else finds out," he chuckled softly, full of threat. I shouted angrily, "She's just a 6-year-old child. Have you no conscience at all?" Ling Shan suddenly raised his tone arrogantly. "Lin Haoyu, let me warn you one more time. Watch your tone when you speak. If you piss me off, you'd better worry about Luo Linger's safety. I don't mind going down with you in a fight to the death." I took a deep breath. "Fine. I agree. I'll help you. But when will you let Luo go? When are you going to bring her back?" Seeing my submissive attitude, Ling Shan felt ecstatic and flicked his fingers. "When I let her go depends entirely on my mood. I'm the one in control of this game. All you can do is obey." "Got it, then." Ling Shan took off the watch from his wrist and with a splash, threw it into the Lotus Pond. He then exclaimed with fake surprise, "Oh no. My watch." That was a birthday gift from my dad last year. He put on an innocent look, then added, well, I'll have to ask you to jump in there and help me find it. Please. I clenched my teeth angrily. My fists were almost crushed. Ling Chun raised her eyebrows. What are you still dazing for? Go pick it up. I suppressed my anger and jumped straight into the lotus pond, soaked in the icy cold water. I shivered from the cold. I began searching with difficulty. Ling Chun stood on the shore, admiring my embarrassment. She turned proudly and yawned. I'm tired of standing. You can look for it slowly. Remember to bring it to me when you find it. With that, Ling Chun walked away. I was trembling from the cold. My foot slipped, and I fell completely into the pond. The water surged toward me from all directions. I panicked and tried to get up, but my calf suddenly cramped. I couldn't move at all. Just when I thought I was going to die here. With a splash, someone jumped into the pond. They grabbed my arm and pulled me up. As I surfaced, I gasped desperately for air. Suchin patted my back. Are you okay? There was a trace of tension in his gentle voice. His uniform was soaked too. I was stunned. I asked, Suchin, why are you here? Suchin brushed back his dripping wet hair. What do you mean? I went to your class looking for you. You weren't there. Someone said you came this way. Good thing I got here in time. Otherwise, you would have died. What were you doing? I didn't know how to explain to Suchin. Ling Chun used Luo Linger's whereabouts to threaten me. I lowered my head like I had done something wrong. I was looking for a bracelet. Suchin glanced over the pond, then looked at the scratches on my arm. His pupils narrowed slightly. He suddenly grabbed my arm. You're hurt? I shook my head. It's nothing. Suchin rarely showed such a serious expression. How can it be nothing? If not treated in time, it could get infected. I'll go with you to the infirmary. I'll help you find the bracelet. How could I argue with Suchin? So I obediently followed him to the infirmary. When the doctor was applying the medicine, Suchin stood beside me, his eyes filled with pain and concern. Doctor, please be gentler. At that moment, the door of the infirmary was suddenly pushed open. Luo Kingley, who had rushed to the school, stormed in. She looked at the scratches on my arm, and her face darkened. What happened? Suchin helplessly responded. He was looking for a bracelet in the lotus pond at school, cramped up and fell into the water. Before Luo Kingley could speak, I interrupted. I'm already hurt. You're not allowed to yell at me. Luo Kingley glared at me fiercely, strode over, and checked my wound. Luckily, it's not deep. In such a large lotus pond, looking for a bracelet, can you please use your brain? I clenched my fist and replied helplessly. That bracelet is very important to me. Luo Kingley glanced coldly at me, then made a phone call. A bracelet fell into the lotus pond. Drain all the water inside. Help me find the bracelet. After giving the order, Luo Kingley hung up, her red lips pressed into a straight line. Suchin asked, still no news about Luo? Luo Kingley shook her head. Suchin sighed. Did we miss something? Or maybe our approach was wrong from the start. If not, why has Luo been missing for nearly 20 hours? And we still haven't found anything. I clenched my fists tightly and couldn't help but speak. Suddenly, the phone placed nearby vibrated. I took it out and looked. It was an anonymous text message. Lin Haoyu, I've placed a bug on you. You better not try anything funny. A bug? I was shocked. When did they plan it? I didn't notice anything at all. Luo Kingley stared at me intently. Just as I was about to say something, I quickly shook my head. Luo Kingley drove me home to change clothes. On the way, I secretly glanced at her, not sure how to help. Ling Chun had asked to meet her. Luo Kingley kept her eyes on the road the whole time. Cold as always. When I stole yet another glance, she slightly curled her red lips. Do you want me to stop the car? So, you can get a good look at me. Take it all in at once? Embarrassed, I looked away. No need. Luo Kingley added, just say what you want to say. I clutched my pants awkwardly. Well, Luo Kingley, what do you think of Ling Chun? Luo Kingley responded flatly, who's Ling Chun? An unimportant person. I never bother remembering people like that. I explained, Ling Chun is the guy you sent to the regular class earlier. He's my half-brother. He really likes you. Luo Qingli's face remained emotionless as she turned the steering wheel. A strange fire burned inside her. I felt a chill on my scalp and quickly added, "Tonight at 7, at Jasmine Restaurant. He'll be waiting for you there." Luo Qingli sneered coldly. Gripping the steering wheel tightly, "My sister is missing. And we still have no leads. Yet here you are playing matchmaker for your brother. Good for you, Lin Haoyu." I avoided mentioning Luo Linger's disappearance. Because I knew the condition for Luo Linger's return was convincing Luo Qingli to meet Ling Chun. I looked at her nervously. "So, will you go?" Luo Qingli slammed the brakes. Her beautiful eyes swept toward me. She asked coldly, "You really want me to go?" I quickly replied yes. Luo Qingli didn't say anything more. She just coldly shifted gears again and stomped on the gas, speeding all the way to the Luo family villa, making a smooth drift. She stopped the car without even glancing at me. She slammed the door and went inside. I silently unbuckled my seatbelt and followed her inside. Luo Linger was missing, and the entire Luo household felt lifeless and gloomy. Grandma Luo was bedridden. I changed into the clothes the maid brought me and went to check on Grandma Luo. My heart felt heavy. At 6:30 p.m., when I came downstairs, Luo Qingli was gone. I turned and asked a servant, "Where's Luo Qingli?" The servant replied, "Mr. Lin, the young lady just left a moment ago. This time of day, she must have gone to meet Ling Chun." I didn't know why, but I felt a bitterness in my chest. I was clearly afraid Ling Chun would act recklessly and wanted Luo Qingli to meet him. But at the same time, a strong voice inside me was shouting, hoping she wouldn't go. Jasmine Restaurant. Luo Qingli strode inside with long legs. Ling Chun stood up excitedly. "Miss Luo, you really came. I'm so happy." Luo Qingli walked up to him, her lips curling into a mocking smile. She got straight to the point and questioned him. "What did you say to Lin Haoyu?" Ling Chun looked innocent. "I don't understand what you mean." Luo Qingli stared at him coldly. "Whether you understand or not, I'm here to tell you clearly. Stay far away from me. I have no interest in you whatsoever." Ling Chun hadn't expected that the person he longed for would finally show up, only to reject him on the spot. But she came just to draw the line with him. He slammed his fist on the table. "Why? I really like you. Why can't you at least try to accept me?" Luo Qingli didn't even bother saying another word. She turned around and left. Ling Chun hurried forward and grabbed her arm. "Don't go. Today is my birthday. I just wanted to spend it with the person I like most. Can't you grant me this wish?" Luo Qingli lowered her eyes. Her voice was like ice. "Leave." One word, sharp and cold. She yanked her arm back and turned to leave. Ling Chun collapsed into the chair, devastated. He growled bitterly, "It must be Lin Haoyu. It's all his fault. It has to be him." The sting of rejection, the frustration, the unwillingness, and the rage all flooded Ling Chun's mind. He called a number with hatred in his voice. "Is my stuff ready? I'm coming to get it now." With that, he stormed out. 30 minutes later, I showed up alone at the abandoned lot. It was pitch black all around. I swallowed nervously. Clenching my fist, I called out, "Ling Chun, where are you?" Something hard and cold pressed against the back of my head. I turned my head in horror. Liu Yu was standing right behind me, holding a black pistol in his hand. Liu Yu looked at me with pure hatred. "You better not move, or I'll shoot you right now." Ling Chun strolled out calmly from the darkness. "You're right on time." I forced myself to stay calm. "I'm here just like you asked. When will you let?" Ling Chun narrowed his eyes, scanning me up and down. "Lin Haoyu, you didn't try to play me, did you?" I stayed calm. Looking at him, I said, "Luo Linger is in your hands now. What tricks could I possibly pull?" Ling Chun suddenly burst into wild laughter. "Should I say you're stupid? For an outsider, you're willing to throw away your life for nothing." My expression changed. "What do you mean?" Ling Chun walked slowly, pacing back and forth in front of me. "What do I mean? See that gun pointed at the back of your head? That's a real gun. I just bought it off the black market this afternoon. I originally planned to keep you around for a few days, torture you slowly, but I changed my mind this afternoon. As he spoke, Ling Chun suddenly glared viciously at me. I want you to die right now. Disappear from this world forever. I'd expected Ling Chun might take revenge on me, and I had prepared myself to take a beating. But what I didn't expect was that he actually wanted to kill me. My voice trembled. Ling Chun, do you even know what you're doing? Ling Chun suddenly stepped closer. His eyes locked tightly onto mine. I know exactly what I'm doing. Lin Haoyu, you're just a jinx who shouldn't have ever stepped outside. Even if I end you here today, no one will care. No one will be sad that you're gone. Not even Luo Qingli. When he said Luo Qingli's name, his face twisted in rage. People from wealthy families are all heartless. She might care about you today, but tomorrow she care about someone else. Don't think you're anything special. I understood now he was acting out because of his failed confession. He couldn't handle the rejection. I raised my chin defiantly. Like you said, people from powerful families are heartless, but at least Luo Qingli cared about me once. And that's something you'll never experience in your life. Ling Chun was so angry he nearly vomited blood. He swung his hand around and aimed a fierce slap at me, but before it could land, I raised my leg and kicked him hard in the chest. Ling Chun fell to the ground in a mess. He got up and glared at me furiously. Lin Haoyu, you're asking for death. I looked at him coldly. The one seeking death is you. Kidnapping, illegal firearm possession, attempted murder. Each one is enough to send both of you to prison. His eyes turned bloodshot. And he growled at me. Whether I go to jail or not is none of your business, but today is your death day. Then, enraged, he shouted at Liu Yu. What are you waiting for? Hurry up and finish him. I turned and glared at Liu Yu, no longer hiding the softness I usually showed. Right now, my aura was so powerful it made people back down. I'm warning you, I said firmly. If you pull that trigger, no matter what happens to me today, you'll be guilty of attempted murder. If you don't want to spend the rest of your life behind bars, you'd better stop now. Otherwise, you'll die even worse than me. My voice was powerful and unwavering. Every word I said cracked Liu Yu's mental defenses. He gripped the gun tightly, cold sweat dripping down his face. Ling Chun was fuming nearby, his rage boiling over. He glared at Liu Yu. Don't tell me you're scared. By just a few of his words, think about the humiliation you've suffered. I'm telling you, if you don't kill him today, we're the ones who'll die tomorrow. I didn't move an inch, just stared at Liu Yu, warning him with my gaze. You still have a choice now. Liu Yu shouted emotionally. Lin Haoyu, stop pretending to be all noble here. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have ended up like this. Because of you, I became the laughingstock when I used to be the pride of my family. Ever since I was a child, I was always the golden boy. But thanks to you, I'm now a total joke. I stared at them coldly and said coldly, I hope none of you regret this. Liu Yu smirked and slowly pressed his index finger. You better keep that line for yourself. I didn't resist and closed my eyes. A loud bang sounded. Ling Chun looked at me excitedly, only to see me standing there unharmed. Liu Yu panicked too. He pulled the trigger again. Bang this time. A song actually played from the gun. Pig, your nose has 2 holes. When you have a cold, you have snot hanging. Pig, your eyes are pitch black. You look and look, but can't see the end. Pig, your ears are so big. Even if I curse you, you can't hear it. The song lingered around Ling Chun and Liu Yu. Both of them were completely stunned. I couldn't hold it anymore. Looking at their dumbfounded faces, I held my stomach and burst into laughter. Ling Chun snapped out of it, grabbed the gun, and screamed. What the hell is going on? What the hell is this? Seeing me laughing like crazy, Ling Chun was even more embarrassed. Furious, he threw the toy gun to the ground. Stop laughing, Lin Haoyu. If you dare laugh one more time, I laughed anyway. With your kind of IQ, you still want to copy TV dramas and play kidnapping and execution. Save it, will you? I patted my shoulder and looked at them smugly. Today is not my death day. It's the day you both die. Just as I said that, footsteps were heard outside the abandoned site, followed by a blinding spotlight shining in. Ling Chun quickly covered his face with his hands. Completely flustered, he turned to me. You dared to bring people here. Liu Yu looked around at the surrounding officers. His legs started to go weak. How could this happen? I've been monitoring Lin Hao Yu's every move. How is this possible? I looked at the two of them with pity and clicked my tongue. You two are fools. Did you really think I was one too? Did you really think I'd come here alone to die? So, what if you had a bug? What could you do? I couldn't speak, but I could still pass notes to Luo Qingli, right? The two idiots were even breathing heavily from panic. He forced himself to stay calm and warned me viciously. Lin Hao Yu, don't forget, Luo Linger is still in our hands. If you dare play tricks on us, I'll have someone finish her off right now. I shrugged and said playfully, what if Luo Linger has already been rescued? Ling Chun's eyes widened, and he said in disbelief, I hid Luo Linger in a place you'd never think to look. There's no way you could have found her. You're bluffing. I'm not falling for your tricks. Just then, a small figure ran toward us and hugged my leg tightly. In a crisp voice, brother, Luo missed you so much. Who else could it be but Luo? Ling Chun stumbled back a step, with a face like he'd just seen a ghost. Beside him, Yu collapsed to the ground, shaking his head in disbelief. Impossible. When I left, she was clearly locked up tight. There's no way. I laughed as I looked at the little bun clinging to my leg. I ruffled his hair, then looked up at Ling Chun. Don't you get it yet? This was a trap from the very beginning. A trap set to lure you all out. You thought you had my weakness and used Luo Linger as a hostage, thinking you could do whatever you want. Absolutely despicable and laughable. Luo Qingli hacked into your phone this afternoon and was just waiting for the right moment to locate your accomplice's address. Every call you made was already under Luo Qingli's surveillance. That fake pistol you used earlier, wasn't that a surprise? And you fools still have more surprises coming. Right after you called Liu and arranged to meet him, Qingli had already brought people to intercept him. Ling Chun, Liu, I gave you a chance to turn back just now. You're the ones who didn't take it. It's over for you. Completely over. Suddenly, steady footsteps echoed behind us. Ling Chun stiffly turned his head to look. The surrounding police parted, making way through the crowd. Luo Qingli walked forward with a face of icy calm. Liu turned pale with fear. He could barely speak. It's over. It's really over this time. It all started with a rash decision. Teaming up with Ling Chun for this farce. Never imagine one wrong step would lead to more and more. The footsteps stopped. Luo Qingli looked down at Ling Chun and Liu. You kidnapped my sister yesterday, and today you tried to kill me. You two really have guts. A cold smile curled at Luo Qingli's lips, but it was chilling to the bone. Ling Chun was trembling all over. His eyes darted around nervously. Suddenly he looked up and said, Miss Luo, please let me explain. Just as the words left his mouth, Luo Qingli raised her foot and stomped hard on Ling Chun's face. The blow made his head spin and vision blur. He struggled to plead, Miss Luo, please. I'm sorry, I know I was wrong. But Luo Qingli remained unmoved. The person you should be begging isn't me. Ling Chun understood and reached out weakly toward me and Luo Linger. Please, I beg you, save me. I was wrong. Seeing that I didn't respond, Ling Chun went mad with anger. He glared at me with hatred. What is your heart made of? How can you be so ruthless? Are you just going to watch Luo Qingli stomp me to death and be satisfied? I crossed my arms, ignoring his plea for help. Ling Chun was in despair. Even his breathing weakened. The fear of death finally forced him to bow his head to me. I'm begging you, for the sake of my father, please give me another chance. I looked at him coldly and sneered. At this point, you still dare bring up my father? It was only because of my father that I forgave you again and again. But this time, you actually went as far as to harm a child so viciously. Give you a chance? Do you even deserve one? Ling Chun was still struggling, but slowly all the strength left his body. Seeing Ling Chun motionless, I rushed over and pulled Luo Qingli away. Don't actually kill him. Luo Qingli looked at my hand holding hers, then stood up straight and said flatly, letting him die like this would be letting him off too easily. I secretly let out a sigh of relief. Little Bun ran over to and said seriously, Luo Luo saw on TV that bad guys like him should go to jail. Kidnapping and attempted murder. According to the criminal law, they should get at least 10 years in prison. I gave Luo Luo a thumbs up. Smart kid. The police took away Ling Chun and Liu Yu. Just like Luo Luo said. These two are probably going to rot in prison. No way back for them now. It was only then I noticed Su Chen had also come along. I smiled and asked, "You've been here the whole time. I thought you didn't come at all." Seeing my smiling face, Su Chen smiled faintly, but there was a hint of sadness in his eyes. He had seen everything between me and Luo Qingli, all of it. He said softly, "I was worried about you, so I came." Then a lazy voice sounded from the side. "Looks like things were resolved pretty smoothly?" I turned my head and saw Qi Niangsu walking over at a leisurely pace. Luo Linger looked at Qi Niangsu with disdain. "Sister Niangsu, were you just here to be a bystander?" Qi Niangsu grinned. "I came for free food." To celebrate surviving the ordeal, we decided to go to a barbecue restaurant. Over delicious grilled meat and beer, we ended a thrilling day. We thought Ling Chun's arrest would make headlines, but I overestimated her popularity. There was barely any news about her online. The drama she was filming immediately replaced her as the male lead. Overnight, every advertisement featuring Ling Chun was pulled. The entertainment industry is harsh. I remember the first year I was blacklisted. My company abandoned me just as quickly. I opened my calendar and was pleasantly surprised to realize that the day when the contract expires and I can get my real face back is just half a month away. By then, those who mocked me at school can finally shut up for good. And now, I'm really looking forward to Luo Qingli seeing my real face. The thought made me secretly thrilled. I was getting a bit impatient, honestly. Luo Qingli glanced sideways at me in the car. "Stop that silly grin. I don't want people thinking I brought an idiot to school." I rolled my eyes. "You're the idiot." I was just looking at the calendar. School break is coming up soon. Luo Qingli asked, "Any plans for the holiday?" I put my phone away. "Not really. Just the usual hospital visits to take care of my mom. Then just stay home and chill." Luo Qingli didn't even lift his eyes and said overbearingly, "Well, I'm telling you now, your break belongs to me." I looked at him expectantly. "What are you planning to do with me?" Luo Qingli said, "Remember Shen Wanning?" As soon as I heard her name, I started rambling. "Our drama club president. How could I forget? So many of our classmates are her little fanboys. I even saw a new video of hers today. So gorgeous." Suddenly, Luo Qingli's face turned cold. His tone was icy. He warned me, "Lin Haoyu, if you don't want to be thrown out of the car, you'd better shut up now." I gave him a resentful look. "You're the one who brought it up." Luo Qingli continued. "Shen Wanning is still filming right now. Su Chen and I are going to visit the set. Come with us." Su Chen, Luo Qingli, and Shen Wanning were childhood besties. I asked excitedly, "You want me to come too?" Luo Qingli replied a bit stiffly, "I just figured having an idiot along the way would make the trip less boring." I was speechless. Would it kill you to say something nice? The car turned into the school, and just as we parked, we ran into Shuking. I opened the door and got out. "Su Chen, wait a sec." Su Chen looked a little pale today. His fair hand pressed against his chest. Large beads of sweat rolled down his gentle face, and he was still breathing heavily. Something felt seriously off. I got startled and immediately ran over. "What's wrong? Are you okay?" Shuking didn't respond, as if he couldn't hear me. I turned and shouted to Luo Qingli, "Luo Qingli, come here, quick." Luo Qingli glanced over. His face changed slightly. With a slam, he shut the car door. He strode over, bent down and opened the glove box in Sukin's car. He pulled out some medicine and ordered me sternly, "There's mineral water in my car trunk. Go grab a bottle, hurry." I quickly nodded and ran toward Luo Qingli's Lamborghini, pulled a bottle of water from the trunk. 5 minutes later, Sukin's breathing finally stabilized. Color slowly returned to his pale face. I looked at him with concern. Are you okay, Su-chin? Su-chin had already returned to his usual gentle self. He nodded and smiled. I'm fine. It's an old condition I've had since I was a kid. No need to worry. I let out a breath of relief. That's good. But what kind of medicine was that? And why did he need it? Neither Luo Qingli nor Su-chin answered out of politeness, so I didn't ask any further. We walked toward the school building. I asked, can I really come with you guys to visit Shenwan Ting's film set? Also, can I bring Song Ming with me? Just then, we arrived at the first-year building. Luo Qingli turned and said, go on in. I'll come pick you up tomorrow morning. I glanced at him as I walked into class. I didn't know why. My heart was racing like crazy. At some point, the name Luo Qingli always managed to make my heart skip a beat. Suddenly, a terrifying thought crossed my mind. Could this be that legendary thing called liking someone? Once that thought hit me, my mind was in chaos, like 10,000 alpacas stampeding through my brain. Oh God, why am I thinking like this? It has to be a hallucination. In the distance, a few girls were laughing in the hallway. Zuer, I heard your boyfriend got arrested by the police last night. Let's get a live interview with the girlfriend. How do you feel right now? I heard their schadenfreude-filled voices nearby. Song Zuer felt a bit embarrassed. She shouted loudly about some boyfriend. I've already broken up with him. Stop talking nonsense. Someone maliciously said, you broke up. When did that happen? You're pretty heartless, aren't you? He just showed up, and you immediately dumped him. Song Zuer snorted coldly. Liu Yu is now a criminal suspect. How is he worthy of me? Should I keep him around to celebrate the new year? I watched from a distance. It had been so long since I saw Song Zuer. I didn't expect her to still be this disgusting. The reason Liu Yu cooperated with Ling Chun like that was largely to help vent for Song Zuer. As a guy myself, I could feel that Liu Yu really likes Song Zuer. But I didn't expect that Song Zuer would now kick him while he's down. At that moment, I felt even more disgusted by her. I must have been blind in elementary school to have liked someone like this trashy girl. I turned and left, but unexpectedly Song Zuer noticed me and left the group to chase after me. She called out to me, Lin Haoyu. I paused my steps, turned to look at her. What did you call me? Song Zuer gave what she thought was a charming smile. Lin Haoyu. What's wrong? I held back the urge to vomit and replied, we're not that close. Please call me Ling classmate from now on. Song Zuer twirled her hair with her fingers and said confidently, I broke up with Liu Yu. You must be very happy, right? I looked at her hopelessly, then turned and walked away. Song Zuer shamelessly caught up to me. All right. I know you're still mad at me. After all, we were elementary school classmates, even though we were apart for 3 years. But now fate has brought us back together. We used to be childhood sweethearts. Innocent playmates, right? Let's make peace, okay? I rolled my eyes. Stay away from me. Who knew Song Zuer's attitude toward me would make a complete 180-degree turn? She continued acting coy. Don't be like this. We used to have so much fun in elementary school. Did you forget all that? Actually, I never forgot. Not even now. Even if you've become this ugly version of yourself, I wouldn't mind. Why don't we try dating? I looked at her in disgust. Who wants to date you? Who do you think you are? After saying that, I quickened my pace and left. Song Zuer glared at my back with gritted teeth. I don't believe I can't handle you, you ugly freak. I told Song Ming about visiting the filming set of Shenwanting during the holidays. Song Ming got so excited he posted tons of Weibo updates. After finishing his post, Song Ming looked up at me, still spacing out. He waved his hand in front of me. What's wrong with you? I looked at him and asked seriously. Song Ming, what does it feel like to like someone? Song Ming touched his chin and thought for a moment. Liking someone probably makes your heart race when you see them. Time flies when you're with them. And you find yourself smiling like an idiot when you think of them. I covered my ears. All right. I don't want to hear anymore. Stop talking. Everything Song Ming said hit me right on the mark. So I really have fallen for Luo Qingli. But does Luo Qingli even like me a little? I felt a little lost.